Sometimes the best laid plans can simply just become GameMasters here, and the new Dungeon Master's Guide offers up several tips as well as guidelines as to what your options are should things go awry. I like what it has to say, but I wanted to expand upon that a bit as well. Simply put, as a DM, you can spend hours, even days, coming up with the perfect adventure. You can painstakingly draw out the most awesome map that you've ever drawn, research and populate with the most perfect group of monsters and creatures that are the most perfectly balanced to throw against the players. You can even craft up the best NPCs that you've ever crafted and then give them the most awe-inspiring dialogue, only for your players to skip areas A, B, and C and want to spend the entirety of the adventure in the dead end of the portion of a rocky hallway searching the rocks for a hidden passage. Only there is no hidden passage, and there never was. But they don't want to take the hint that there really is nothing of interest there. Yeah, best laid plans indeed. But you do have options. If within Area A was that mana cord that you placed there specifically because your ranger had a figurine of wondrous power that was in the form of a marble elephant, and within Area B was a grill that one of your players has found a new wand of lightning, but you know that grills are immune to lightning, so you just kind of placed it there just to see how they would deal with such a creature. And then inside Area C is an NPC, a la Legend of Zelda, that will offer them up something special because it's dangerous to go alone. And yet they insist on exploring every moss-covered rock in that dead-end hallway. Let them find a secret passage that will in turn loop back to one of those other areas. Perhaps the grill uses that passage as a means to escape should a great eater enter its area. Sometimes it's not just about your players derailing your carefully laid plans, but it's about how spectacularly they do it. You've set up a dungeon filled with traps, puzzles, lore-rich corridors, but instead of following the trail, your party decides that they really want to interrogate the town's blacksmith about the price of iron ingots. Hours of play later, they've made him a central character, discovered his tragic backstory that you made up on the fly, of course, and now insists that he must accompany them on their journey. Meanwhile, the necromancer boss that you painstakingly designed is sitting there twiddling their undead thumbs, wondering if anyone is ever going to breach their lair. If your players decide that the town's blacksmith is their new best friend and derail your dungeon plans, don't panic, but instead lean into it. Take this as an opportunity to make the blacksmith relevant to the adventure. Maybe, just maybe, he knows something about that necromancer, such as the layout of his chambers, or perhaps he's heard rumors of a magical forge hidden deep within, a forge that is capable of imbuing weapons with extraordinary power to defeat undead, which is exactly why the necromancer has taken up residency nearby, so as to prevent players from accessing that forge. By tying him into the story, you not only reward your players for their curiosity, but also seamlessly, that is a weird word to say, seamlessly guide them back towards the main plot, which in turn allows their choices to shape the adventure and the campaign world in meaningful ways. Of course, there are the moments when your players solve a puzzle before you're even finished describing it. You're all set to watch them ponder with the intricacies of your fiendish lock and key mechanism, only for someone to casually blurt out the solution as a joke. Maybe they find some completely unintended shortcut, like deciding that the key that they need is probably inside the stomach of the grell, and they just go after it, as opposed to deciphering your three-part riddle to discover that the grell ate the person that once had that key. It's like watching someone flip to the last page of your mystery novel and spoil the ending. But, I mean, hey, they are engaging in your adventure, so there is that. But should your players outsmart your puzzle before they've even started to tackle it, don't really see that as a failure. Instead, embrace it as a chance to reward their ingenuity. Complement them on their quick thinking, and then add a twist. The solution they found opens the door, but it then triggers an unexpected consequence. Perhaps it awakens a guardian dragon, activates a secondary puzzle, or reveals a hidden chamber with an even greater mystery. This way, you're going to maintain the challenge and intrigue while letting your players feel clever. You're not invalidating their successes, you're building on it to keep the momentum and excitement going. Then there's the chaos of combat. You've planned a tense strategic battle where positioning and spell management are going to be key, only for your barbarian to say, "I'm gonna grapple that dragon." And of course, at first you're thinking, well, you got to be joking. But no, that's what the barbarian wants to do. And against all odds, they're going to roll a natural 20. Now, your grand cinematic showdown has turned into a slapstick wrestling match between a hulking barbarian and a very confused worm. The tension evaporates, but the table is howling with laughter. And honestly, just like the engagement with the puzzle, the players are having fun. And again, that's kind of what this whole playing a game is all about, isn't it? Having fun. Put another way, when your best combat plans go crazy, embrace the chaos and make it epic. Lean into the absurdity by describing the dragon's shocked reaction. Its wings are flapping wildly as it tries to shake off this determined adventurer. But use the situation to escalate the stakes. Maybe the dragon crashes into a wall and dislodges part of the ceiling, and that changes the battlefield. Or its thrashing activates dormant traps, or perhaps even old treasures are revealed. By adjusting and adapting the combat around the player's unexpected success, you keep the encounter dynamic and memorable. Plus, you can always have that dragon regain control later, reminding the players that while they can create wild moments, the fight is far, far from over. The truth is, no matter how good your adventure was, how detailed and intricate you made it, sometimes the best laid plan simply does not survive contact with the players. And that's okay. Sometimes the most memorable moments come from the chaos that the players create. You just have to roll with it. It's sometimes quite literally, because, hey, even the dice can thwart your overall best laid plans. Whether it's improvising a secret passage, retooling your blacksmith NPC on the fly, or letting them wrestle a dragon, being a DM is all about adapting to the unexpected. Because, listen, at the end of the day, the best stories are the ones that you and your players create together. I want to thank everyone for watching today's video. My name is Brian, and I've been playing and running D&D since the late 1980s, and I've been repairing leaky pipes for about 2 days. I've got the idea for this video while under my house, mainly because I had to cancel my adventure for this past weekend, mainly due to dealing with this. But I had a great plan, but my water pipes laid ruin to that. Don't worry, I'm going to get it fixed. I just wanted to take a quick break and do this video. I also want to thank all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters, as their contributions are beyond generous, and I cannot thank them enough. If you would like to check out becoming one, I'll leave a link down below me here, this little talking box, as well as down in the description. The new 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide is interesting. I'm finding it to be full of good information, and while many experienced DMs will already have that information simply from years of playing the game, I can't help but feel what we're seeing within is going to be of great benefit to the newer Dungeon Master. To that end, what has been a time in which your players have thwarted your best laid plans, and what have you done to get things back on track? Let me know down in the comments, and until next our paths cross, may you not suffer any broken water pipes.